Hello, everybody. Let me get my camera on. There we go. How is everyone doing? This is a random live stream where I'm just going to do some crafts because I was going to do them on the crafting channel. However, I forgot I needed to set up the ability to stream from StreamYards into that channel. So I have to wait 24 hours before I can do that. So I have some stuff I have to do today. Some things I want to test. So I went ahead and went live here. I am going to be doing some cups. I just don't know if I'm going to be doing them during this live stream or later. Right now, what I'm going to do is I have these two bottles over here of epoxy that I want to use up, and I have a project that I need to do. I will show you guys. Let me see. So I did a testing set, and I'm glad I did it as a testing set of dominoes that I want to be red, and I didn't put enough glitter. They're totally see-through. So I want to have them to be where they're not see-through, so you can't see the numbers. I will be painting the numbers black once I get the set totally done. So I am going to be first pouring those to get the domino set totally not to be transparent, so you can't see through them. So that is what I'm going to start off with today. So I will be using some mica pigment, this darker red with the same red glitter. And I'm going to use what's left in these two bottles for resin. And then once that runs out, I will move on to the resin I typically use. Is this the same brand? I believe this is the same brand as the other epoxy I have. It is. It's just the small bottles of it. So these bottles are super sticky from me being messy before when I was mixing these two. So I am going to have gloves on while I pour those into the cup. And then I'm going to go ahead and get started getting this mixed. And I'm not going to leave the molds on this table because I do, like I said, I have several cups I want to do today. So I don't want to have my space filled with, there's a little bit more of part of the resin in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour out the extra in this bottle so we have equal parts, because they will not, the thing with resin is if your parts aren't even, it will not harden. It will stay sticky. Oh my goodness. It will stay sticky, or it won't cure at all. Like, it'll never fully cure. So that seems to have evened it out. The bottles are about even. Probably going to dump just a tad bit more out for any that may be sliding down the sides, because the resin is the thick. It's more thick. So I can get rid of these bottles, because these bottles are super sticky, and I'm already having to use the squeezy bottle. I like using the pumps better on my big bottles. So I have these little bottles, and then I have, before I got the pumps, I have them in these, and I want to use up these so I can just use the pump. I could honestly probably pour it back into the big jug, but this is going to take a minute to wait for these to totally empty out. How is everybody's day going? It's been pretty productive so far today. Gotten some stuff done around the house. I want to do this live stream, and then I have at least 2 videos I want to film today. My husband has a long day at work today, so that means I won't be called in to help because he's got other stuff to do, which makes it a little bit easier for me because I always feel like I need to be ready if he wants help or if he needs me to do something around the house for him. So hey Susan, I will be making a cup today, but not right now, and I'm not sure if, kind of just depends on time, because I want to get rid of these little bottles, so I'm going to pour some Dominoes. All right, I'm going to throw these bottles away now so they can not be on the desk in a mess. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the resin, and then I'm going to add in the mica powder and the glitter once the resin is mixed. The cups that I have today, I have 2 back behind me that I've spray painted that I want to do the tack it method on at least one of them, and then I want to do the tack it method on one of the other cups that are still drying, the spray paint still drying. I painted a blue and a red cup and then a black and a white cup. The white cup I just am going to leave totally white and put some of the glitter, like a clear pearly iridescent glitter on the cup, and then I'm going to just I want to just have like stock cups, like cups that are in stock for people to get an idea. So I'm gonna do that. And the black cup I will probably do something to, I'm not exactly sure, but I want to put like a cute little saying about like dogs or something like that and put the dog prints on them. The dog print glitter, paw glitter I have. And then these, the red and the blue, which I'll grab and show you guys in just a second, is, I don't know what I'm going to do on those cups yet. I want to do the tack it method, but I don't know if I'll just leave them at that. Here's this is the red, it's like a red pink. It's a fuchsia color. And then the blue cup is like a baby blue, a teal blue color. And the white and black cup I literally had just spray painted before I got on, so those are still outside drying. I also have all of the 3, 4. I have, where's the other cup? I'm missing one of my pour cups, but I have the cups done for my mom that I need to clean up the edges on. And then I need to epoxy these with glitter. There's 4 that I need to epoxy with glitter, and then I need to print off the decal, which I think I'm going to do just a standard Green Bay Packer, because that's what the cups are for, a standard Green Bay Packer on water slide and print off a white background so that they'll go on a white background. So they'll pop out from the cup. And then I don't know if she wants me to put the names of everybody, because each person is getting the cup in my family, and I probably, if she wants that on the cup, I'm not going to share that with you guys just because I don't need to dox my family members. So, but if she does want that or does not, I will still show you guys the final product. Speaking of final product, the other two cups that I did with you guys for birthday presents, which one of their birthdays is today, I have to call them. The other one's birthday's in a few days. I'm probably going to mail these out in a couple of days because I don't foresee myself leaving. Here is the finished wood grain cups. They're totally done. 2 layers of epoxy. They come with a lid. I've been asked that because I guess I've never shown. They come with a lid and they do come with straws. And then for customers, you guys will get a couple of freebie things in there. Let me put this back. And then the other one. Here's the other one. This one's for my dad, so there's these. So these will be off in the mail. I'm probably going to wait for the second birthday to come along before I mail them, just so that they can be mailed together rather than mailing them separately. So, yeah. I'll try to remember to show you guys products when I'm done with them. Hey Frenchie, how are you? Yeah, the wood grain cups are really pretty, and I've seen, and I might try it. I don't know. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I might want to try I kind of want to do a peekaboo wood grain cup for really girly, like a pretty blue or a pretty pink glitter underneath. And then I'm thinking about trying one of those. So if you ever play with resin, you have to be very careful. I have learned about these mica powders. They are very, very pigmented, like way more pigmented than you would think. I added just a tiny, tiny bit, and I mean, it's still, the cup looks totally solid, but when you lift it up out and you see the strains, it's still a little bit translucent, so I'll probably add just a tiny bit more, and then I'm going to add the glitter in. The mica powders that I have a little bit of shimmer to them, so I took my gloves off, and I had touched the outside of that cup, so now my hands got a little sticky. You just finished a 32 short order today. You need to clean. I actually cleaned my craft room, or my craft section. You guys know that this room is like multi-purpose. I cleaned it before I went live. So and by clean, I just moved stuff around. Like I moved what was in the shelving over here, and I put all of the vinyl that I had laying on the floor, the wraps of vinyl that I got, I put those all over here. I guarantee when I go start looking for stuff, I'm going to get confused and not remember where stuff is. That happens every time I do stuff. I'm almost out of, I'm going to have to break out my other pack of gloves here soon. So I'm going to put these back on while I continue so I don't continue to get sticky on my hands. The mica powder is to add color. That's what it's typically used for. You can also use alcohol inks. I did a test run with the alcohol inks and resin in one of these little molds. I've done it a few times, and I can show you once I get this poured and mixed, because it needs to sit for a second for the bubbles to rise to the top. I don't like the way that the alcohol inks look with these little molds. I like what they do on a cup, but on the molds, it kind of runs to the top. I think if the molds were bigger, it would probably look a little bit better, but because the molds are, the ones that I have are pretty small, because I've seen people do the alcohol inks with like dishes, the molds for like little dishes and stuff, and those turn out very pretty. But these little ones, I don't know if it's just a learning curve that I haven't picked up yet or what. So now I'm adding the glitter in. Hopefully this will be opaque enough where they won't still be see-through. Because these are for somebody in my family, and I don't know if anybody else knows the game. It's a Domino's game called Mexican Train. It's like a matching game almost, but in order to play it, you can't see what the other people have. So if these are see-through, she won't be able to use them the way I want her to be able to use them. Acrylic keychains. Yeah, I've seen a lot of different people use alcohol inks. There's also apparently two different kinds of alcohol inks. Like there's some that are called alcohol inks, and then there's some that are called resin inks. I don't know what the difference is. I'm going to add a little bit more mica powder because it's still coming off a little translucent. This is also about the most epoxy I've ever mixed at one time, so it's kind of an experimental time. I don't want to waste any product, but I'm not too worried if this doesn't turn out. That's why I typically do like little practice runs. Usually I do it in smaller increments, but all right, that is pretty much not see-through anymore. So just gonna make sure it's all mixed together so it cures right. And these will take at least a day and a half to cure. It took a full day for the other set to cure. I'm going to let that sit for a minute so the bubbles will rise to the top. And I'll show you guys. Like this flamingo here, I did this one with alcohol inks. And on the back of it, if I can show you guys, like you can kind of see where the ink just flooded to the sides. And what I did was I put the alcohol inks in the mold, and then I put some of the epoxy in, and then I put another layer of the alcohol ink. I don't know if maybe I used too much for such a small mold or what. I did the same thing with this little cactus because I was trying to make like a coffee look cactus, and you can kind of see it, but the majority of the inks like are on the back end. There's an ice cream truck going by. Sorry if you guys can hear that. So I don't think I did the other alcohol ink ones that I tried to do, I did with the UV resin. And I don't like that UV resin. Even though I see other resin artists really rave about that particular UV resin, that it hardens. Every time I've put something, use that in any kind of mold, it has not fully hardened. I've put it out in the sun for a few hours and it's still sticky. So I'm not a fan of it. I think I showed everybody almost just about everything that I have. The only other molds that I haven't poured yet, I have these little gummy bear molds that I'm probably going to pour. This was another alcohol ink one. And again, like the majority of the alcohol ink like raised to the back. I don't know what that is. And then here's a different flamingo. Hopefully it doesn't seem to be focusing. Here's another flamingo that I did, and this is just resin and glitter. And it is, in my opinion, it's far more attractive looking. So, I don't know. So, that's kind of, I've shown almost all of these. I have different little, I think that's backwards. I have for you guys zodiac things in here. I have different keychain things in here. This was just me pouring out extra resin. This isn't even a full keychain. It's really thin. So this is just my random thing of hodgepodge that I've done just to have some stuff. All right, the bubbles are all pretty much to the top for the most part. So I'm gonna grab I don't know how many that's going to fill. And once these are done, I'm probably setting myself up to be in an interesting situation because I'm going to roll them behind where you're at. And that's where my filming part is. And I will be filming later. So probably isn't the best idea, but I don't have any other place to put it. So I'm just going to pour into, oh my goodness, that came out quicker than I thought. This may only fill up one mold if I even get a full mold out of it. Just as a kind of good experiment because not only is this going to tell me how much I need to add of each moving forward, but this will kind of be a like how much I need to mix for the rest of them because I have these two to make a full set and I have like 3 others to make an entire full set of dominoes. I kind of thought that the amount that we mixed would fill up both of these, but it's looking like it may only fill up just one and potentially not even this whole mold. We may be short for one. We'll see. looks like the amount that we mixed up was just enough for one. Oh, what happened? Is it coming back? There we go. Hopefully you guys can hear me and see me now. Sorry, I have to pay attention when I'm doing the actual pour. So I apologize. I didn't realize it had cut out. Let's see. Hey, 50 Shades. Sorry I didn't say hi when you came in. You just got your COVID shot. My dad has actually gotten both shots, and he said after the second one he kind of felt under the weather for a day or two, but nothing too serious. Hey, Kazoodles, how are you? I'm going back just to see who all joined. Okay, so, I mean, there's just a little bit of resin in there. It's not enough. If it was enough to fill one of these other ones, I would. But because it's not enough, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm actually going to leave. This is a silicone mixing thing. I don't know what else to call it. Popsicle stick, maybe. So I'm going to leave that in there on the cup. So once it's totally cured, I can actually pull everything out of the cup if I leave this in here, and then it'll just peel right off of the silicone. So I'm actually going to leave it like that and just put it somewhere so it doesn't make a mess if it spills. Keep it to where it can tip over. And then I am going to carefully transport this one little piece behind you guys. And then in about 10 minutes, I will spray the top of that with some alcohol for any of the bubbles that are rising to the top to pop them. If I had bigger bubbles in it, I would want to hit it with like a heat gun or a torch. So just so you guys see how many of those I have to do. I have this mold that I still need to do for a domino set, this one, and then this big mold. So I have quite a bit more to do to get this set totally done. I have a little while to totally complete the set, but I want to get it done as quickly as I can so I'm not procrastinating. Because I don't know if you guys know that about me. I'm a huge procrastinator. So, I don't know what to take on next. I have the cups I could do. The tack it method is new to me, so there is a good chance I might mess up. I don't know how long it takes to dry in between. So in order to do the tack it method, you have your cup. Let me see if I can. I want to make sure this is totally dry because I did spray paint this today. It is dry. So what you do for this is you paint on a layer of this stuff and you dilute it a little bit with water. You let that dry, and then you go in with a second layer and you wait until it's almost dry, and then you take a holographic glitter and you pour the glitter on there, and then you rub the glitter in, and it makes it holographic, like a metallic holographic look rather than just a pretty glitter. So we can go ahead and try it. I just don't know how long it takes to dry. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Okay, so you just brush a thin coat, let it dry, and it goes on white, and when it's dry, it goes clear. I've seen that you probably want to dilute it with water a little bit, and that you want to brush it on. So, grab this is a pretty big brush, but it's about all I have. My other one's my Mod Podge brush, and I don't want to mix the two. I bring my water. I don't have just a normal water in here. You know what we could try it on, just in case it does poorly, is we could try it on this plastic cup as a tester rather than maybe. I just had to strip 4 cups over the last couple. They were cups that I had done previously, and you guys knew I was going to strip them. I had told you guys I was, but I finally went ahead and stripped them, and they were a pain. There's one that didn't fully strip all the way, so that's fun. The other ones did strip, and they are the ones that are outside repainted. I'm just trying to see what you guys are saying. The computer's a little bit far back today, so it actually takes me a minute to read what you guys are saying. How do I make sure I get the same color for what? I'm not sure what you guys mean by the same color. I'm gonna squirt some of this in here, and I'm not sure, you may have to cut the tip off. And I don't think I have my scissors in here today. I'm gonna go cut the tip off. I'll be right back. I went ahead and got just a little bit of water in here too to dilute it down. My scissors always end up in random places because my husband takes them. For the most part, I usually know where they're going to be. I'm going to get another little cup, mixing cup. case that's too much water. All right, so let's see how this goes. And I did just go ahead and spray down the back of the domino set because I could see the bubbles rising to the top. So I went ahead and sprayed those down. And I'll keep an eye on them. If more bubbles come to the surface, I'll just reach over and spritz them. You were thinking about the dominoes. How will I keep the same color? I will just eyeball it. Since I'm using the same two, as long as I use the same mica and glitter for the other batches, it's likely to come out the same color because I will have the finished domino to compare it to when I'm mixing it. All right, so that the tip is cut off. Just gonna, I don't know how much of this stuff you need. So I'm just gonna guess. Just add a little bit of water to it, and I'll use a popsicle stick. I'll mix it together. As far as when you're doing like colored cups and glitter cups like that, it's not a big deal if you have different colors. What is that? It really depends on the method that you are putting the glitter on, but you can usually, if you have a colored cup and you go in with a glitter and you don't like how it looks, you usually, depending on the method, like I said, can wipe it off. Like if it's epoxy, it's going to be a pain, but if it hasn't cured, you can wipe it off. If it's Mod Podge, you can wipe it off until it's dry. So I'm just going to go around the cup and put a thin layer, like they say, of this on. All over the cup. I'm going to do the bottom here because there's like crevices. I don't know if you guys can tell. It is. I don't know if I diluted it too much or not. When I see other people do this, there is a little bit more white when they're painting it on than what I'm getting. But I don't know how long this takes to dry. We'll just set that right there, and I guess it's an adhesive, so one of the bristles of the brush came out. So I would imagine I'm gonna know, I can see parts that are white, so I'll see those go clear. I'll go run and grab the cups that are outside. They should be dry. And we can put glitter on one of those. All right. So here's the other ones. This white cup, I just want to Mod Podge and put where's that glitter at? I want to Mod Podge it and put this glitter all on it. Might do a half and half cup. Where's my painter's tape? Might do this white cup, a half and half cup. Do half this color and then the other side. Or we could do one of these on here. This is thinner than the last B cup I did. Oops. Try and let you guys see what I'm doing a little bit. I know it's probably hard to see down here. Oh my goodness. Just gonna play with the angles of this until I get it to my liking. one kind of doesn't have much of an angle to it. Your kids used to play with glitter glue when they were young. It was a nightmare to clean up. Yeah. I try to be sure to keep my area. I don't care if my table is clean. Having these silicone mats helps a lot because the glitter sticks to them. It's kind of a pain to clean the glitter off because the glitter doesn't necessarily want to come off, but it's not terrible. So all right. I don't want the last V that we did is right here. And I like the way it turned out, but I want the V to be seen just on like from one point of view on the cup. And I'm not going to do it on both sides. I'm just going to do it on one. All right. And what I'm thinking about doing is I might have to use one of my own dogs, printing, like not putting anything in this white section for right now, just doing the rest of the cup. And then in this section, I may do some of the little paw print glitters and do a water slide of one of them, one of the dogs, a picture of one of the dogs. Hey, Real Jabber, how are you? Let's see. Okay. So the other stuff is almost dry. I need to go grab my Mod Podge brush and I'm going to rinse this one really quick. All right. So this brush has been rinsed. And now we have the Mod Podge brush that I am going to Mod Podge the big part of the cup and then put this glitter on it. So I think I'm going to tilt the camera up just a little bit, hopefully, so you guys can see what I'm doing. Put that back. I'm going to grab this and I will use this as a way to catch the glitter and put it back in. try not to get it all inside the cup. Just gonna paint this on. This was actually one of the cups that I stripped. This was a cup that we did with alcohol inks, but I'll have to redo that bottom. That's okay. That didn't turn out so good. There were two when I started to do the Green Bay Packer cups that I didn't know if alcohol inks would pull off the look that she wanted or if the acrylic would. And I tried two different ways with the alcohol inks and they did not pull the look that she was thinking of, and the alcohol inks did. So these two big cups, this black and this white cup, are those cups. This is usually easier pour, so I'm just going to take the lid off rather than shaking it out. Alrighty. And then I'm just going to pat the bottom of the cup into the glitter that is down on ground to get the bottom of the cup. And I'm just going to set it on this. Grab it where there is none. Right. Collect all the glitter, pour it back in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little piece of parchment paper and I am going to tap or lay the cup down and roll the cup onto the parchment paper. That way all of the bigger pieces of glitter on this cup are laying flat, so they dry flat, which means there's not as much sanding that will have to be done once this layer dries. I was going to need my scissors anyway. It's a good thing I went and got them. This is just going to lay all of those glitter pieces down flat rather than sticking up. With this being Mod Podge, it will dry in about 4 hours. So all of the pieces of glitter are now flat and there's none sticking up. There's some glitter on this other side, but because there's no adhesive there, they can just be wiped right off. So we're gonna let this sit and dry. Didn't get any. All right, I'm gonna pour what kind of came off back in. Whoops. I'm gonna flip this over. Some of the glitter is still sticking up. Yeah, it's just normal non-stick parchment paper, like wax paper for cooking. Nothing special. So this cup, pretty sure that first layer is dry. I mean, it's a little bit sticky. So I guess we will go in with our second coat. And then as it starts to dry, why won't it go in? As it starts to dry, I'll try the method of sticking, where's that glue at? Sticking the glitter to it and seeing if we can rub it into being holographic. One of those big pieces of glitter flew into the cup, but just scratched it right off. Haven't really, now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't seen anybody do this method to one of these kinds of cups. Not that I have seen, I'm sure it's been done before, but all right. Didn't take too long for the first coat to dry, so just gonna give it a few minutes to sit here and let it dry just a little bit because you want it to not totally be dry when you do this method. So hey Debbie. This is the kind of paper it is. Parchment paper. Just normal parchment paper. this a second. All right. I'm not going to wait too long because if it needs to dry more, I'd rather it need to dry more when I try to do this than it already be dry and it not work. So I'm going to move the brush. You just pour it on. All right. So it's covered in glitter. I'm sure you guys can see that. I'm going to set it over this for just a second so I can pour the glitter back into the cup. And it overflowed. Try to get this last bit in. All right. Put the lid on for right now. And then you're just supposed to take your finger and rub and see what happens. So we'll see. There we go. That's what it's supposed to do. So I'm happy it's turning out the way. And this, if I had painted this cup, it would have been whatever color was underneath. Because this color cup is already like a peach color before being painted, I didn't paint it. So that is, the bottom is what it was looking like, and then the sides are what happens when you do the tack it method. It becomes like this metallic holographic. Because the bottom of the cup has words, I don't know if it's going to fully tack over because I can't rub in the glitter over the words as well. Hey Sharon, hey Carrie. What kind of crafts are you guys doing? Hey Hot Wheels Sue. Yeah, you can do this on the metal cups too. I wanted to test it on this one before I did it on one of the bigger cups. Any glitter that you have that's holographic could do this method. I just picked a silver, like pure holographic glitter to do it on this cup. And the glitter is coming off metallic pink because the color underneath, like that's the color of the cup before, is like a peachy pink color. If you guys want to see it on a big cup, I will varnish this black. I'll do it with this black cup. But I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. At this point, what would happen with this cup is I would seal it with either Mod Podge or a layer of epoxy, and then decal it. And then seal the decals and ship it off wherever it was going. So, turned out nice. The lighting in here doesn't do it that lighting's a little bit better. That lamp, you can kind of see the color shift a little bit more. So, very pretty. I will set this over here. You're knitting a sweater, working on wire trees. You're doing the craft of makeup before you go to work. That can be a craft. I don't have any makeup on yet. I get glitter everywhere when I craft. Clearly, my hands are covered in glitter, and I tend to touch my face. So I don't want to. I know glitter will end up at my face at some point, and if I have makeup on, I can't get it off. I will tell you, this brand of glitter, I love all of the glitters. They're the ones I've shown you guys recently that I purchased. really pack his glitter tubes all the way because I have all, you guys can't see because of where the camera's at, but I have all of the glitter on this parchment paper that I'm having a hard time to get to fit back into the bottle. As much glitter as we've poured out, it is still very much full. And I spilt some, so. Yeah, Kazoodles, definitely message me what you want. I have some cups that have been ordered. If you order your cup and you want me to do it on a live stream, I will. You just need to tell me that. Otherwise, I'm not going to like feel pressured to do people's orders on a live stream unless they say that it's okay. I did my family's cups online because I knew I was going to. I did Brit's cup because I told her I was doing it for her to like do my crafts, have something to do for my crafts. You used to get your nails a similar color to that? That's cool. I think I might tack this cup, but I need to go wash my hands before I try to tack it glue on the cup. So give me just a second. Okay, so surprisingly, most of that washed off my hands. There's really not too much for as much glitter as my hands were covered in. That over there. So, where did the little cup go? Did I cover it? I just put my finger all up in more glitter. I would imagine doing a black cup is going to pull out a pretty silver. Let's see. Squirt some more of that in there. Little pieces of glitter were already on this cup, so we'll see if that interferes. All right. That just a minute to dry. Dry that first layer down. Problem is, I don't want to get this stuff on my hands. Frenchie, I would imagine I can ship wherever. Currently, I'm in the process of getting a Squarespace shop, but I'm in the process of setting it up. I am not setting up an Etsy shop. I have one that I haven't fully finished because I've been told about their ridiculous fees to have a shop on there, so I stopped that process. And I'm going to be sharing the Squarespace shop once it's up and running, which is going to take me some time because this is the first time I'm setting up a website. In the meantime, I am still selling cups. It's just going to be through like Instagram or Twitter. And the cups are a flat rate. I know shipping overseas can cost quite a bit, so that will just have to be something that we have to talk about in private. But I am not opposed to shipping overseas. That stuff dries pretty quick. There's a few little spots that are still pretty white. And I didn't add any additional water to the cup or mix it because the brush from when I rinsed it was still pretty wet. I also still have a little thing of water right here if I need it. So the only spot that's still kind of wet and white is on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing our second layer around the cup. That way, by the time I get to the bottom of the cup, hopefully it'll be dry. And we can start doing this cup. Bigger cups are a little bit harder to spin on my arm. Once it gets down to a certain spot on my arm, I can't twist it. Alrighty. My other brush that I have didn't shed, my smaller brush, but this brush has been shedding. It's just slightly annoying. All right. So we're just going to wait for this one to kind of start to dry down. And then we'll pour the glitter on and see what happens. This is probably the last one I'm going to do for right now. It's probably last cup that I'm going to do on camera, and then I'm probably going to get off of here. Close down the live stream for the day. Hopefully starting tomorrow when I go live, we will be on the actual crafting channel. I forgot there's a 24-hour waiting period that I don't know if that happened with this channel, if it's just because that channel is smaller. But when I tried to do it, I had to verify my account, and then it told me I needed to wait 24 hours. So hopefully tomorrow we'll be going live from that channel rather than this one with the crafts. So you guys can see it's still pretty. Parts of it are drying, but I have glue on my arm. I'm trying to get to it and wipe it off. Alrighty. You know what? Of course that would happen. I'm gonna take this out, and maybe I can switch it. There we go. Parts of it are already starting to dry, and other parts I think is just where I crossed over. I am going to go ahead and start pouring the glitter on because I don't want to not get the full cup because parts of it dry all the way. I also have gotten some other pins that I've been wanting to do. The first set of pins that I did with you guys, I didn't think the method of how I was doing them the best, and a lot of them got stuck to the pencil underneath. The pins that I have, I've got a couple of different kinds this time to try out. So I am just gonna roll the cup in what's down here for a minute. So I have pins that I need to do still. I've got about 3 packs of pins that I haven't even busted open yet. Okay, so I'm gonna get this stand for just a second. Take it off. All kinds of rearranging today. Get the tip of the lid. All right. So I'm gonna pour it back in. This cup is totally empty right now. When I start pouring this stuff back in, it's gonna take me a second because the air gets in there, and then I'll overflow the cup like I did last time. All right. So you guys saw how much glitter came out and how much glitter was on that cup. I know it's not gonna 100% focus because of how shiny it is, but this, you'd never even know I have used this glitter yet. It is so full. So this is what it looks like now. Where's my phone? I should take a picture of the before and after. Let's see. All right, that's the before. Now let's start to varnish it and see what colors we get. Oh, that's like galaxy vibes almost. This is so reflective. I can see when I'm watching it on the computer, you can almost see my fox on my shirt and the reflection of the cup. That's what it's looking like. It looks like an oil slick. There's still a little bit on the bottom that is in the crevices. Wow. So pretty. Where's the little stand at? There it is. I am very happy that we tested this method out today because I was really curious as to how it would, if I would be able to do it successfully and how it would turn out. I'm going to throw this away. I need to wash my hand. got this one. Push it down so it's in frame. And so this goes to show that with the different base colors, it's going to come out differently. Because the base color of this one is black, and the base color of this one was pink. So, very pretty. I'm very happy with how this method turns out. I'm gonna take a picture of it now. I have so much glitter on my desk. Oops. And a quick little video. Alrighty. Cool beans. I'm gonna go wash this hand. I'll be right back, or at least rinse it off. Good thing with fine glitter is it usually will come all the way off. With thicker glitter, it clings on a little bit more. Still have a little bit of remnants of glitter on my hands, but not like I did before. They look clean now. Let's see. Yeah, the undersides of beetles kind of look like that. I don't know if I know about that particular beetle that you're talking about, but I've seen insects that have undersides that look like that. Very like mirrory, iridescent looking. What's the method called again? This is called the tack it method. So you get this, which is called tack it over and over. You dilute it just a little bit with water, which now I've misplaced the cap to this, so I have to find that. Here it is. You dilute it a little bit with water, and then you let the first coat dry. It goes on white, it dries clear. You let the first coat dry, and then once that's dry, you go in with the second coat. And then the trick is you have to have a holographic glitter that you pour on. This can go on any object, I'm pretty sure. But you pour the glitter on and then you varnish it. You rub it in. I've got a piece of glue on my wrist. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Pippi. Hey, Amber. I'm sorry to hear that, Amber. I hope everything's okay. Alrighty. So, let's see. Pretty much what I am going to do for the rest of the day. This needs to dry. This cup that we did, the B cup, this needs to dry. It takes at least 4 hours for the Mod Podge to dry all the way. So I'm going to let that dry. I could... I'm trying to think if it would... we do the same glitter here and then have a different glitter breaking it up, like framing the cup, this part. I don't know. I don't know. Or if I should just leave it blank. I think I'm going to do it the same color because if I print off a picture, I'm just going to go with what I'm thinking right now. Some of these cups, the ones that I do that are clearly just me thinking, these are just cups that I think will be good inspiration for people to be able to think of what they want. Because you guys pretty much, I would hope, know that all of the cups that you can order are customizable unless you order one that's going to be posted that's already done and you're just personalizing it. Like cups like this one. This was one of the first cups I did on a live stream. Or even this black one. I'm probably just going to post that and ask if somebody wants to put a decal on it. If they want it, like their name on it or anything like that. I might. And I want to do a peekaboo cup still to show that I can do that. And there's another wood grain cup that my husband wants. I've done this one, which clearly he hasn't taken out of here. So this one's ready for him. He has another one he wants me to do for him to take to work. He wants an Air Force related one. So I have to do that. But I don't want to get too lost in the sauce today because I have other stuff I need to do. So I need to be mindful of my time. All right, so the air just kicked on and I sit right underneath a vent. It's just happened to be where this desk ended up. So the glitter is like being blown on me. All right. There's one little spot here that isn't getting any glitter. There was one spot on this side over here that didn't get any glitter. I'm just going to roll the cup in rather than continuing to pour out more glitter because I've got more than enough here. All right. Set that there. Back in there, and then I'm going to take a small piece of parchment paper small piece of parchment paper, that little part down. And then I think whatever we end up putting in the middle of that, I don't know. I'm getting a whole bunch of ideas as I'm thinking about it. I'm sure that's noisy. Sorry. So this cup will need to dry for about 4 hours. And then I will probably go in once it's dry and peel back these pieces of Scott Painter's tape and put Mod Podge in there and put a different color of glitter. Ouch. Which I have so many to pick from in this box, I don't even know what color I would pick. But I would pick a color, and then from there I will put the decal, like seal it once the next color's on and sealed, and then I will do the whole thing in a layer of epoxy, and then put the decals on, and then epoxy the decals in. So that's what's up for this cup. These two cups, I won't epoxy this. I have kind of, from the last time I tried to epoxy this cup, the plastic cups don't do well being epoxied. So what I will do is I will probably post this cup, and if somebody wants to personalize it, whether it's with their name or with decals, whatever they want, I will seal it with Mod Podge and a sealant rather than putting epoxy on it, because the epoxy, since this is plastic and it's slightly flexible, epoxy will just fall off of that. That's what happened the last time I had it glittered and epoxied it. So, and the same thing with this black cup. I will probably just post it and see if somebody wants it before I do anything to it. And if nobody claims it, then I will probably just slap a saying and some decals on it and put it up. The red and blue cups, I may end up making the blue cup in the peekaboo cup. I might just glitter it. And then once it's glittered, to do a peekaboo cup the way that I'm going to do it is I will glitter it. Then I will spray paint it, seal the glitter, spray paint, and put the decals on and then peel them off. It's hard to explain. It's a several layer process, but I will glitter it before I move forward. So we'll see. Good night, Frenchie. I will talk to you later. And I'm actually about to head off of here for today. So tomorrow I am probably going to go live from the other channel. I will try to remember to post it on Twitter and on my Manda Pants accounts, as well as my crafting accounts. If you want, my crafting channel should, if you haven't subscribed, it should be in the description of this video once it posts. I had somebody tell me that they had issues getting to it. If you do, please let me know. And it is posted on my community tab and in my Twitter somewhere. If you need it directly, just let me know. But I am going to go ahead and get off of here for today so I can get some of my other tasks done. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.